Stop! Please.
Oh, shit.
We have a hotel 600 in progress for most of each. Subject is 25 and appears to have shit his pants.
Get back here!
Hey, Marlo. How? Come on in. I got to do the intro. Marlo! Howdy doody, son. Okay, he's not coming in. Hey, everybody. Coming to a city near you. Whoopsie Daisy Tour. Hartford, Connecticut. New Brunswick, New Jersey. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That one's already almost sold out, I believe. Vancouver, BC, Canada. Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Oh, my son. Tacoma, Washington, Oklahoma City, Sacramento, California, Denver, Colorado, Miami, Florida, Fort Worth, Texas, and Greenville, South Carolina. We're gonna add. We're adding some Los Angeles dates coming soon. I believe March 20th, 21st. Ticket link coming soon. Los Angeles headlining Los Angeles in March. Hey, please rate, review, like, subscribe. Give me that 5-star. Let's go. Blow up, glow up. Let's get it. Let's get it, dog. Today's guest is surreal. I grew up watching this fool. I'm a huge fan. Jason Mewes, a.k.a. Jay Mewes. You know him as Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. He's been in hits like Dogma, Clerks, Chasing Amy, Mallrats, you name it, baby. I love it. He's awesome. He's been through it. He got off that shit, cleaned himself up, and he's doing the damn Lord's work now, raising a family. I love it. I love I love all of it. It's good. That's what's possible, kids. Clean your shit up. I love it. And he's got a good poop story. It's fantastic. Check out Jason Mewes on my podcast, Community Service. Much love. Namaste. Peace.
I just realized the beach is like right there, huh?
Oh, yeah, bro. I see dolphins regularly. That's a hard word, dude.
On the regular.
Regularly. What's up? We're rolling, bro. I start like that, dog. It's fun. You get the minutia. You get you trying to figure out your headphones.
I know, right?
Dude, thank you so
much. Yeah, right there. All right.
Thank you so much for doing the show, bro.
Oh, hell yeah.
I keep forgetting to hang my fart zone
Thank you.
folder. My nephew gave me this. He's cute. He bought it with his own money. 8 years old. Thaddeus.
Man.
I meant to hang it on the door there.
Hell yeah.
You know how that goes. Next time, we'll put it on the seat. It gets
Fart
a seat.
sounds
It's
good,
fucking
yeah.
fart. I won't fart in front of you.
Yeah.
You fart down. You don't fart up. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, but you're saying, but do you fart in front of people?
Hell yeah.
Have you had people who, like, have you ever farted in front of somebody that gets really like, bro, what the
Yeah. I'm like, what's your problem?
Yeah.
Does it smell?
I've had people like get really upset where I'm just like, especially in this situation where if like you're walking,
Yeah.
I'll be walking and I don't even mean it, but I'll be like, and I'll be like, oh, and then the person's like, what? Like I've had people really upset with me. It's funny.
I don't like those people.
No,
you gotta let it go, man.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
If it's a stinker, you get it. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
You know, but if it's not, come on.
One, I could see someone getting upset if you're sitting in a room and on purpose, I'm like, yo, you know, and then it stinks, and then they're like, why, you know? But when you're like walking and you do it, and they're like, whoa, dude, what the, you know? So.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how we start with farts.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
right,
it.
baby.
I guess I'm looking here if I talk to the. All right, I like it. And is this where you pull up stuff like pictures of penises and stuff?
Show them the rhino dick. I'm kidding, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, I already forgot what we were talking about, bro.
No, my farts.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm kidding. You, I thank you again for doing it, bro. I think sure you hear this all the time, but I grew up watching you, and you clearly influenced me.
Thank you.
I grew up on all that shit.
I know it always blows me away when I think, you know, because Kevin and I still go on the road with a podcast, and he remembers all the dates, and he'll be like, this is the 30-year anniversary of this movie. I'm like, I cannot believe it's been 30 years.
Yeah.
It blows me away. So
I'm tripping out on my own journey of like, I'm like, whoa, 15 years in the game. And it's a mind fuck because it feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
It feels like the first open mic. I can only imagine because you right out the gate, you just went bam, right?
Well,
Not
you
out-
know, no, I mean, luckily Kevin kept writing the movies because actually when we did Clerks, it was 94. I was 17. And then like, because it was an indie movie, it was like, I just didn't, we did the movie. He's like, I wrote this part for you based on you and I want to make this movie. We did it and I was roofing at the time. I graduated high school. I was putting roofs on houses. And when we were done filming, like he had to like go through the process of editing on like an old Steamback and all of that. Cause now when he edits, it's crazy. You know, he brings his laptop in his trailer. So now the last like 3 movies, even all of them, but recently with the software and all that, he'll sit in the trailer and edit each day after we're done. He'll take the footage, they'll load it in the next day. We'll film all day and then he'll go to the trailer and start editing. So by the time the movie's done and we're wrapped, the movie's not complete, but he can be like, hey, let's watch this scene. Let's watch this. Well, you can watch almost the whole movie without music and without like, there's temp music and there's no sound effects. But my point is like he gets it done pretty quick. But back then it was like the old Steamback. I remember watching him, like he takes the film and there was a razor and he has to put tape around it. And so that was like months and months and months. And then, you know, he went to the Sundance Film Festival and all that was happening. And while he was doing all that, which I didn't really understand much about it, I was still roofing. Yeah. And then the movie got bought, Clerks got bought, and it was on like 100 screens. But that allowed like, hey, now Kevin got a 3-picture deal. And then it was almost 2 years later, 95, 96. 95, we started filming Mallrats. But he's like, hey,
I watched Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I had that on DVD, bro. Come on, man.
That's right. Yeah. And what's crazy though, they were almost not every, but it was 2 years in between. So it was almost 2 years went by of me roofing and not really thinking about it. And then we did Mallrats. And then Mallrats, when we were finished, it took time to edit and all that. So I actually wound up doing an independent movie after that. So I did do another movie for like 3 weeks. But then after that, I came home and I delivered pizza and I still did roofing. Yeah. And then we did Chasing Amy, but I was only in one scene. So that was like 6-year span that I did 4 movies, but like 2 years almost apart. And I still had the roof, still did construction and all that. It really wasn't until Dogma that I quit, which was 99. That I stopped roofing and delivering pizza. Okay.
And so you double dipped.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it took a while. And even after that, it's like I still stopped working, but I was able to get an indie movie here and an indie movie there. And Kevin and I started doing a podcast and we traveled for 10 years with that. And I feel like it's been 30 years, but it's sort of been slow. It's not like all of a sudden it's like, hey, they want you to be on, in the new Avengers movie, and they want you in this. Yeah. I still, like, in 30 years, I'll say this. I've auditioned for 100 things, let's say, and all the movies, indie movies or TV shows or anything you see me in, I've never gotten any of that from auditioning. I'm so bad at auditioning. All the auditions I got, I've never got a part where I went in, auditioned, and are like, he's brilliant. Let's put him in this movie.
I have an audition later today.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't like them.
No, I don't either. And I'm so bad at it. It's hard for me. I feel like it's a whole nother skill level. Like if I'm sitting at my kitchen counter and I'm reading something and it's like, Billy comes at you with a hammer and I'm like, it's so hard for me without the actual prop and the person.
I need Billy to come at me with a fucking hammer.
Exactly. Exactly. So thankfully, after the podcast, luckily, like it's like I realized I've been streaming for 7 years, and in the beginning it was good. It was making me some money and playing video games on Twitch and Facebook. I was on Facebook in the beginning. But I realized it's just like you got to keep doing things. This is something I've been wanting to do myself. I know Kevin and I have done our live podcast and things like that. Him and I have done, but I keep telling myself I want to sit and create my own podcast because I really feel like this is where
I got a guy. He builds this.
He
He's
built
great.
all this for you.
He built my set. He's done Whitney Cummings, Michael Yo's, one of Trevor Wallace's.
Nice.
He's great. Brian Johnson.
And where did you find this young man?
Trader Joe's. I
Really?
worked at Trader Joe's for 11 years. He was my coworker, neighbor, and friend.
And you knew how to do this, and he's like, bro, let's start this. Or was it your idea?
We kind of grew.
We're gonna call
grew
it here,
together.
bro.
Yeah.
I had a guy and he was awful. He was trying to be a comic. Oh, this fucked up. Oh, we didn't listen to this.
But I get it. But it's tough. You get people. So we have that now, like Kevin and especially Kevin because he works more and all that. But Kevin will like find people to help work at our comic book store, not a comic book store, but like our warehouse and as an assistant. But everyone's like, hey, I want to work with you because I want to be in the business. And so I get it when people have their mind
Yeah.
somewhere else. They're not like, I'm putting my full focus on your podcast.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to do my thing. It's tough. So.
Yeah. He just wanted to be involved too much. I'm like, hey, man, this is my show. You shut the fuck up in the corner over there. You're halting me.
Oh, so he would be in the corner, like he would like
He'd
chime
pipe
in.
I'm like, I'm not talking to you.
Yeah,
You're the
yeah.
producer. But
That
he's
makes
great.
sense.
He's a sweetheart. It's funny because this sounds, I don't know how it sounds, but you're in the corner. You're salt and pepper. We're meat and potatoes over here. You chime in when necessary.
Yeah.
Don't be becoming no potato.
We're calling it right here. You sell, yeah.
You
This is
stay-
it. If you ever hear too much chiming in, he was warned, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
He's turning into steak over there.
It's cool, but I get it's funny. I just got to do. I'm so excited. So there's a show that I love called Murdoch Mysteries. It's on my shirt. It's a Canadian show that's been on. It's about to start its 20th season, right? And I watched the show and I fell in love with it. My buddy introduced. His name's Matt. He introduced me to this show and I fell in love. And my wife. It's a long story, but my wife reached out to someone who worked on it because we worked with them on Degrassi. And we still stayed in touch every so often. And we're like, oh my God, we saw a picture with you at Murdoch. Do you work on the show or whatever? And anyway, my wife told him how much I loved the show. And it was really sweet. He whispered in the producer's ear. And they're like, well, he could come up and do a guest spot on the show. So as an actor, it was awesome. I got to go out and be on season 19 of one episode. It was so much fun. But jokingly, I'm like, bro, we could do like a Talkville. There's 19 seasons. You could do a podcast that could go on forever. Sort of jokingly, and they to
did
my
it?
friend, and they wind up doing. They flew us out recently. Me, my buddy Matt, and we wind up doing 14 episodes. And I mention that only because Matt at first was going to be the producer in the corner sort of type of thing. But Matt knew so much about the thing. Him and I started talking about it. I'm like, no, we got to do this together.
Yeah.
But again, it's a different show. But I wouldn't have been able to do it alone, honestly. He knew more, and him and I were able to sort of like chime. So.
Have you thought about doing that for you and yourself?
Well,
in
that's-
your movies?
I do.
Also,
Well,
I have those boots. I
you
got
do?
those. Yeah, those are sick.
No,
bro.
yeah, the waterproof.
weather, yeah.
Oh, and I love the whole Titan. Like, I love not having to tie my shoe. I have to get new ones though because they're really beat up.
I don't think they make
but
the ratchet set one.
I
anymore.
hope they do because I love them
That
so
shit's
much.
good.
Yeah. But I do want to do. I keep hitting the mic. I do want to do my own, but I know what you're saying. I didn't. Going back, you're saying do
it on Mallrats.
with
do
the
it
movies.
on Clerks. James Hunt.
It's a
Come
good
on,
idea.
baby.
It is a good idea.
Yeah.
Copyright Craig. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I got a set guy. You know a bunch. There's a bunch. This guy's legit.
No, I love it. I love and I love all these pics. How do you say your last, how do you pronounce?
My name's Craig Conant.
Conan. Okay,
Yeah.
Conan. I was like Craig Conant, and then I'm like Conan. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
all right.
You can call me Craig Corkscrew, bro. I don't give a fuck.
But don't you? I love the art stuff people do.
Yeah.
Like, they're so creative. Like people are so talented, and they'll like look at the artwork I made of Jay and Bob, and I've seen so many different versions of Jay and Silent Bob, and it's I love it.
So fun.
So yeah,
Yeah, those
I love
artists
this.
are dope. The guy on the right is Johnny Crap. You could grab it. It's not nailed.
Is this one?
Johnny Crap on Instagram. He does Slayer, Anthrax, Guns N' Roses, Jurassic World, Pinball Machines, X-Men.
Really?
And then the other guy is Tim Barron, and he draws skateboards for Tony Hawk, and he we put it on the board, bro.
Beautiful.
Sick.
And I love that. Did someone do that picture of your cat? Or
That was a fan. She painted that.
That's what
She's
I'm saying.
amazing.
I
yeah.
love that stuff.
That was a fan. They painted me.
Very nice.
The
Very
mushroom
nice.
is my ex-ladies. She painted. She's sweet.
Very nice.
And lots
You
of
mean your
Tupac.
baby's mama? Your
No,
baby-
just the
oh.
ex-girlfriend. Yeah.
And you're a big fan of Tupac.
Fuck yeah.
and
And
you-
Jesus Christ.
But it's well, damn! I
West
wish I
side.
knew. I would have brought you a Buddy Christ, dude, to put next to that.
Yeah.
I do. And I will. I will
Well,
have to.
I gotta
didn't
get
know.
one, dude.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah.
I'll give you one. I really will because it'd be perfect next to the.
I gotta rewatch Dogma, but that's my thoughts. Like, I love Christ. I hate religion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the Buddy Christ. You know.
Yeah.
So
Easy.
we have them. Yeah. It's a bummer too because I
Damn,
had a box because I just did a stand-up show at Levity Live. In Ontario, and I had my merch with me, and it was in the car. And no lie, I literally just emptied my car out, so I didn't have to drive here with it. And I wish I brought it now, but
I'll get
I'm
one.
gonna get you one. I'm gonna get you one. I'll bring you one.
I'll put it on
promise.
set, bro.
I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I want it like right here.
Who was the?
Don't tell me that. I'll bring a J Funko, a J Crom. I'm hoping that next time,
Bro,
next episode.
you influenced me. I used to rap your songs. I became a drug addict because of you. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, bro.
Can you imagine that? You're like, I wasn't gonna do it, but you look like you were having so much fun. I picked up the pipe. Yeah.
I was on that path on
No,
my
I know
own,
what
brother.
you're saying, Yeah, it's tough.
Just a
No.
joke.
No, I know you're joking. I know you're joking. It's funny because I realize in the movies, I remember people when I got sober because July I have 15 years sober.
Nice.
Because I like crack and heroin.
Yeah.
I like the whole thing. But I remember when people were like, "Oh, when you do the movies, does it bother you because you play a stoner?" And I'm like, "Well, one, I don't
Weed's
associate weed
not
with
crack.
that. It's not. I'm like, weed isn't the same. I don't smoke weed honestly anymore, but I still don't find it to be at all in the same realm
Me
as
too. Yeah.
But also, I'm like, if you realize a lot of the movies, you don't just see them, Jay and Bob, smoking all day. It's not like they're smoking nonstop. You barely see them smoke often. It's
Yeah.
mainly them in front of the
Selling
store
weed,
being
yeah.
like $15,
Yeah,
little
yeah.
man, But it's not
Put
like you
that
said-
money in
Yeah,
my hand.
Yeah. So it's not like it's like super. So yeah, people have asked me. I'm like, no, it's not like they have me. It'd be different if it was like, hey, Jay is a crackhead and a heroin in every scene. I'm like pretending, and then maybe I'd be like twitching for it.
Yeah.
but- Yes.
I actually met you 20 years ago. I was working for Wrigley's watermelon gum. It was a new flavor. And I was a promotional spokesmodel. I wear a watermelon costume, and I'd hand out gum. I don't believe I was in costume that day, but I was wearing a pink or baby blue shirt promoting Wrigley.
Yeah.
And I handed you gum, and I've like I said, I've been a fan A1 since day one, bro. So I was like, hey, you want to go drink or smoke? And you're like, you real quickly, you went like, nah, I can't because I'll shoot heroin, bro. And I was like, whoa. And it was so funny because I didn't understand at that time. It was before I truly became hooked. I got pretty in a bad way. Not too crazy, but like pretty gnarly. And then, so I was probably 21. And then maybe 5 years later, I learned that I couldn't party either.
Yeah.
And then at 29, I got sober.
Nice.
And
nice,
I haven't had a drink of alcohol in 12 years.
Congrats. Awesome.
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
I came back to weed
Yeah,
recently,
yeah.
and my thoughts are the same. Like,
Yeah, I agree. I would even, again, it's for me, the only reason why I don't do it is because I haven't done it in so long. Be honest, I haven't, because I have 15 years, but I had 4 and like a half, and then I relapsed for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. But I didn't wind up smoking or drinking. I just wind up doing painkillers like Oxycontin.
that was my shit. Yeah, I was an Oxycontin head.
And in my head, I'm like, if I don't do heroin or crack, I'm not relapsing.
Yeah.
I was trying to fool myself for a while. But I never had the urge to smoke or drink or when I was doing that because I was trying to be, and again, in my head, I'm like, I had 4 years as long as I don't, because they were prescribed to me at first too. And I was like, and then I got them to re-prescribe another month. But then, of course, when that month was up, the doctor's like, that's it. And I'm like, well, if I just stick to painkillers, I'm not really relapsing.
Yeah.
I was fooling myself, but I never, so I haven't actually smoked weed or drank in over 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's been a while, but I never had any of this good stuff like the rosin and the keep
And the freebies. They just give you bags and
Yes.
bags. That's my problem. I would have a normal appetite, and then they give you a stack of weed water, and I start drinking them.
We have, Kevin and I, it's been amazing. Even though, again, I don't smoke, but for Kevin more so, we just collabed with Jeter. And Jeter has the little dog walkers and the brand, the company. And we did Donut Day last year. And they made like 10,000 J and Bob donuts, special joint, pre-roll.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, it should be 6 months, a year. They'll hopefully all sell. And they sold out in like a week or so. I'm not sure of the exact, but they all sold, which was great. So then they were like, let's do another one. We're going to put you in our permanent strain. So I don't know if they have announced yet what the name is, but I'm really excited about it because we're now like Jay and Silent Bob's strain is going to be in there.
You have so many possibilities. Just go to the movies. Call one Boo Boo Kitty Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one was Blunt Man's Chronic.
Yeah.
The donut one.
Yeah.
This one's funny. It's not necessary. It's good for jokes. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. I feel I'm trying to remember if they've mentioned the name because I think we've revealed it on the Jeter. Yeah,
we won't
mention
clip this part up or anything.
No, we can because you know what? Kevin talked about it and we did it on the Jeter, did a live stream. It's called Banana Hammock.
Yeah.
So Jay and Silent Bob's Banana Hammock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's banana flavored. It tastes like banana runts. It's like a
banana.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? That's a polarizing runt because it's either everybody's favorite or they're like, get this the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I was a lime one. The green one.
Yeah.
But I heard they switched it to apple.
Yeah, I haven't had runts forever, but
man.
I know it has that weird. It's like a milk. It's like a milk cereal taste with the banana. Because Kevin's favorite was.
I used to eat bananas and milk with sugar.
Oh, so good. Well, oatmeal and bananas. I love bananas. Honestly,
just milk and sugar, just surfing that shit. No wonder my tooth fell out.
So why the third chair is that because sometimes you
Just
have
in
two
case,
guests. Yeah.
And
you set all this up, Chris, the mics, the things, and
yes, half.
Yeah, I set up the mics and everything.
Yeah.
And the
The
cameras.
set builder. I'm actually gonna rebuild it because the camera angles are quite awkward. I keep fucking ping pong balling it. And
no, I noticed this. You know what I noticed for me when I just did, like I was saying, I did that podcast. They had similar setups. And what I realized, if you talk for like a good, let's say you're telling me something for 8-9 minutes.
Yeah.
If you notice, you're going to get my profile.
Yeah.
And if I'm listening, of course, I'm going to look at you. So I always feel like there should be one
We're
right
gonna
here.
set it up better. I'm gonna redo it. Redo it again.
Copyright Jason Mewes. When you get the new look, it's from me. No, I'm just kidding.
You have some copyright issues.
I know.
You're
I'm
like,
just
don't
kidding.
take it.
I'm just kidding. But no, I did notice. Like I noticed that, especially again, if you're like,
Yeah.
you know, the good thing
I
is
noticed
you
it in
have
the
this
clips.
one.
I'm like this. Yeah.
But again, but this angle especially, like if you get, you know, it's like if I'm looking at you and we're talking right now, you're gonna get this. And what I realize a lot of times when someone's talking, and I notice this, watch it, is like I'll be like because I'm not engaging because you're talking, I don't want to interrupt you. I'll be like,
yeah.
I keep shaking my head. So looking from an angle of on the profile, it looks like. I'm
crack again.
Yeah, no, my wife. No, seriously, my wife watched one of the pilot episode, and she was like, "Why do you keep shaking? You're bouncing around. Sit still." I'm like, "Well, I'm not bouncing. I'm listening and going, okay, that's interesting. Okay, like I'm not saying it, but I'm thinking it, and I'm moving my head."
That's why I take a little ashwagandha before the show. It makes me twitch a little less. Are you into the holistic shit now that you're out of the heroin shit?
Nah, I haven't. I know that. You know, that was something that they had talked to me about in the way back. The ashwagandha, is that when like the thing that makes you sort of?
That's ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Oh, bro, I got information. I've done it 19 times, bro. Come
you?
with me and you'll see.
But did you do it? Do you just do it now because you like it so much?
I'm an addict. That's
it's
why.
like
No, I'm just
spiritual?
kidding. It's absolutely spiritual. I have an addictive personality, so I got hooked to the healing of it.
Yeah.
And you do touch heaven and
I've
puke
heard
out
that.
the demons, and it's gnarly. I was making jokes, but I don't believe it can be abused. Actually, I take that back. Anybody can ruin anything.
Yeah.
I don't think if you're scared of it, I would say don't be, because you're at a place in your life to where you have enough sobriety, and if you were to do it, you're not doing it to get fucked up. You're doing it to get rid of I
heard
pain
it's
or
good for
darkness
that. Yeah.
or whatever the heck.
But
you
does
wanna
it
call
does it see, I feel like when we were sort of researching it, my wife and I were researching it after I relapsed after those 4 years, and she was like, I heard really good things but I also was nervous because I was like, I don't like acid. I never got into mushrooms or acid because the couple times I tried them, I was like, when is this gonna stop? I don't like this, and my back hurt, my stomach hurt, and I just felt horrible. But I've heard good things about that. But I also thought anything that could possibly make you be like, oh, I see heaven. It could,
Yeah.
Have you heard anyone trip out on a negative
for sure,
side?
but it's a cleanser. You could trip out and face the most unimaginable shit. Ron White gives a beautiful explanation about it on Your Mom's House and the Rogan Experience. And actually, it was Ron White, very famous, amazing comedian, who spoke about it, who kind of made me, because I'd been wanting to do it for years, and then he did it. Yeah. And I love him and want to have a career like him, so I was like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is it's when he speaks about it in that podcast clip, he said this young lady was going through hell on the sauce, ayahuasca, to the point where she had to be restrained. It was bad. But as soon as it wore off, essentially that pain and trauma was then lifted from her. So she did go through hell, but to get to heaven. Yeah. So it's actually not. It can be horrifying, and it's a gnarly experience. It can be. Keep in mind, it can be gentle and beautiful. It can be anything. It is. You face your own shadows. You face your own demons. You face yourself. And some people, that's scary.
So you're saying even if you have a bad reaction, or not reaction, but excuse me, when it happens, it could be bad, but when it's done, it's going to be beautiful, which makes sense. So you're going to go through, but it's just like detoxing.
Yeah,
right? It's it's going to be bad, but when you're done, you hope that you feel
the poison's out of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So all right,
it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It's a weird thing to say, but you co-create with it, meaning it's choose your own adventure. If you're facing a gnarly avenue that you're not ready for, you could change gears and steer over here. Okay. You just talk to it. You co-create. It's interesting.
Nice. Interesting.
It's weird because I've done acid and mushrooms a bunch of times, and I'm actually more afraid of mushrooms because with ayahuasca, it feels like you're guided by a mama ayahuasca, grandmother. But on mushrooms, it's like...
Yeah, by yourself.
You're on your own, kid.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ride, whatever this is going. That's how it feels to me. These are my personal experiences. Everybody, Also trying to explain ayahuasca. I've done so much, but it's like trying to explain the stars. You just it's not explainable.
But it sort of makes sense. It does make sense because again, I've heard that you go on a journey and you hopefully come out on the other end. But
It's good for assault victims, Iraq war vets, any war vet, fighters with CTE. And now that I've been down my holistic rabbit hole, there's dozens and dozens of medicines. And the one they say that is best for addicts is iboga, and that is an African bark. And that is the strongest of all of them. But that one is said to be the one and done, the hard reset. You've been shooting for 20 years and you just go get it out. And that one they say is painful because what it does is it restructures your brain and fixes that addict part. So you're literally rewiring, which is painful. Yeah. But also you stop being a heroin addict. So it's kind of a lot of people's last straw. And, of course, it's illegal in America because we're cocksuckers, and you have to go to Canada or Mexico or an Indian reservation, any loophole in the law system. They're decriminalizing it in certain areas and doing it And of all places, Texas is decriminalizing it for the war vets.
Yeah.
Isn't that a
Okay.
shocker?
Yeah, that is shocking.
Yeah, you can't have a roach, but you
No,
can
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
talk to God and fight the
Yes.
devil, you know. But yeah, I think it's absolutely beautiful medicine that can and could and should be used for anybody interested
Yeah.
in a safe setting. It's you know, it's a thing.
Sorry, is this your boy? Your boy in the plant? Sorry, in the plant there's little.
Oh yeah,
stick.
Marlo.
Is that
yeah, he's down
Sorry,
the
I keep
street.
looking over
No,
and he's
it's
like,
all right. Let's
he's
talk
like
about
staring
it.
at me. He's like,
I have
hey.
a beautiful little boy, Marlo. You have
Yeah.
3 kids.
Two kids, but my son is almost 3.
3.
I have 2 kids. I have a boy and a girl,
Yes.
but my son's 3 at February 12th, and my daughter is almost 11.
Okay.
I think what confused you because when I said I have one. He's almost 3, so I think we
Okay,
got the
2
3.
kids. One's almost 3.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the best, bro. Dad
is,
life.
yes.
I was at the beach for them the last
Yes.
3 days. Here's some literally
it. Let's do it.
This
We
some
we get the-
well, Hallmark card photos, bro.
Hell yeah. Is that the kid? Wait, is that a what is that? Is that
It's
a
a
kid?
Chihuahua and a kid at the
It
beach.
is. I see the kid. I didn't see the Chihuahua at first. I thought it was the. I just excuse me. I assumed it was your cats maybe.
Dude, he looks like a little cherub, a little
Yeah, Eli's hair is like
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
long hair don't care, baby.
Yeah, my boy has curly hair, and his is we just cut it so it's like all tight to his head. But he got to go. It's awesome. My wife's friend has a construction place,
Oh,
and look
bro.
at him in the excavator.
That's a kid's heaven in
Yeah.
a fucking bulldozer. Are you
yeah,
kidding me?
So he drove him around, letting him like ride in the front
Yeah.
of the excavator, dude, digging dirt.
Oh, we'll just
Dude.
watch
Oh.
the Trash Man all day. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Isn't it so- yeah.
I'm like, it stinks, Marlo. It stinks.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you here. This is a he's like, there we go. He's making a funny face. Well, let me get you a good one. I'll show one picture and I'll put it down. I could talk about the kids all day too, because I feel like it's like when I'm home and I'm not on the road
Oh, it's
working.
the best, that shit.
It's like literally that's all I do all day. Is
Yeah,
like chase him
nice.
around.
Yeah.
And playing with the Tonka trunk, the Hot Wheels.
I'm taking my
Yeah.
son to Disneyland tomorrow for the first time.
Nice. All right.
I've never been with him. I'm so excited. The niece
Yeah.
and nephew too, so it'll be a whole gang. Bro, he's old enough. He went a bunch when he was a baby, but I'm like, I'm not going. What are you, crazy?
Yeah,
That's
it's
fucked up. He's 6 months old. I'm like, that sounds like an absolute nightmare.
how nice is it though that we live now? Are you from here?
Born and raised.
You were okay,
Yeah.
so it's probably is, but for me, I grew up in Jersey. But it's so great that I think like Universal City Walk is and Studios is
Right
right
there.
down the street, and then Disney World is like right down
Right
there.
there,
Yeah,
Knott's
it's great.
Berry Farm.
Yeah, all these places,
All of
you
them.
know, like all the places growing up in Jersey, I'm like, oh my God, Disney World, you know, it's
Yeah.
a beautiful, magical place, and it's like I'd either
I
go
could drive there.
Florida,
It's right
we could,
there.
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
So you grew up here in
I grew
Redondo
up.
Beach.
Yeah, pretty much. Torrance. Well,
Torrance.
same shit.
I know Torrance. Yeah.
Yeah, Torrance is neighboring city. Actually, technically, that's Torrance Beach, even though it's not. It is. They did the one little land stake.
Yes,
you know?
yes. Yeah.
So they get, but yeah, I grew up in Torrance, and I had family in every damn suburb in this area: Carson, San Pedro, Wilmington.
That's where my wife grew up, is San Pedro.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh
So
shit!
she's from there, her and her family.
She knows then. It's a
Yeah,
little hood
yeah,
over there.
Yeah. Not Palos Verdes. She
Yeah.
hung out with all the kids in Palos Verdes.
Yeah, that's
you
a
know?
better.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a better way. No offense,
Yeah,
San
yeah.
Pedro. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying.
No,
I got family on both sides, and
Yeah.
it's a little dangerous. over
No,
there.
she has like, you know, she grew up with the like kid whose father created like the burrito, frozen burrito, and this person
Yeah.
created the thing that goes in the IV drip, the butterfly thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Like crazy people like that, where I'm like, when I first met her, like she'd be like, hey, we're going out, and then like her friend would pull up in a Ferrari and he's like 17, and I'm like, what the, you know?
Yeah.
But she's like, yeah. So it was interesting. But anyway, but she grew up there, so that's why I know that area. That's actually where we drove down. The guy who owns this
The
grew up-
Tonka,
he-
the Tonka truck.
well, the big bulldozer, yeah. But he
The
he
toy.
worked on the pier, which is so interesting to me. How like,
Longshoreman shit.
yeah, all the guys who work on
Oh
the
yeah,
cranes.
my uncle's in that shit.
Yeah.
Longshoreman is damn near the mafia, bro. That
Yeah.
shit's crazy.
And I didn't
dude.
know, like she explained how like if you like get handed down like the union card to work there. Like it's a big deal. Like
I
it's
kept begging
interesting.
for one. They wouldn't give it to me. And I was like, fine, I'll just do drugs then.
Yeah.
No, I
Right.
know. But
Yeah.
San Pedro's crazy, bro. And but it's such an interesting city because the top of the hill is near Palos Verdes, and
Yeah.
that's like $1 million homes.
Yes.
And then there's Western, below Western, and Gaffey is like middle class, upper middle class, and then down by Pacific, you're like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
Why does
yeah.
that man have a gun and a needle? What happened here? What happened? It was so nice up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And now I'm like, is that a glory hole? I'm out of here, bro.
With the beach here, though, is this technically like a
This
nice?
is a safe little.
Yeah, it's
we're
nice
near
there.
Palos Verdes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was driving in. I was like, all right, this is cool. I didn't realize I was coming here to your place. I thought maybe it was like because I first passed a couple office buildings and stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe his set's in the thing. And then I
Spare
saw the
bedroom,
homes.
baby.
No, I love it.
It's
I was
just
like,
easier.
it's way more comfy too. I don't like elevator. I was like, I don't want to wait for a door guy and the elevator and that thing. This is amazing. But yeah, I just wasn't sure because I haven't been to this area here.
So let me do an actual. I'm getting better at my interview skills. Usually I just shoot the shit because that's how I roll. But dude, I got a legend.
Yeah,
man.
please.
Who's the most? I hate using this word, but the most famous. Who did you work with? We're like, holy shit! I mean, in my head, immediately pops up George Carlin, Chris Rock. I'm a stand-up fan.
Yeah. No.
Anybody else? You meet Tupac? What's up, bro? You meet Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Tell me the goods,
No.
man.
I do feel like there's been many for real. I feel like for me, right off the bat comes to mind is the very first person, which meant so much to me, was Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Because
holy shit.
because Kevin and I, Kevin's like almost 5 years older than I, so we grew up in the same town. We knew each other, but we didn't hang out. I was like, oh, there's that Kevin Smith, But when he graduated, he started working at this community center in our town, and I would go there as a kid, like 13 years old, till my parents got home. My grandma got home from work. And I'd play foosball and pool table, and he worked there. But anyway, long story short, he would sit and read comics in the corner. And I would go up, and I'd be like, oh, what are you doing? And he would be like, get out of here, kid. And he'd give me some old comics.
Stan Lee or
Kevin.
Okay.
And so my point is him and I bonded over comics. That's how we became friends, really.
Yeah.
That's where we related. And also I started helping him at the Quick Stop. But the way a 13-year-old related with a 19-year-old was comic books.
Yeah.
And I'd help him at the store. And then years later, we get to meet Stan Lee, the man who like created Spider-Man and the Hulk and all that stuff. So that was such a big deal for me as a 17-year-old kid. As a 19-year-old kid meeting Stan Lee and stuff. But then don't get me wrong. I mean, I feel like honestly, like George Carlin was a big deal. I was so intimidated. I really don't have. People ask me all the time, tell me a good story. Kevin and him would talk about his stand-up and his books and all of these things. Kevin knew everything. He watched all of his shows, seen all his stand-up, read all his books. So they would talk about that stuff, and I didn't really have much to chime in as a 19-year-old or 21. So I would just sit there and listen and go, And so I don't really have any good. I mean, again, I got to hang out with him and talk to him and say, good morning, how are you? And we'll get ready to shoot this scene. But I never really got to have a great conversation with him because I was intimidated. So I definitely was like, oh my God, George Carlin, and Alan Rickman, then Chris Rock. Each time it has. I mean, a lot of the people we've gotten to work with, it really has Seth Rogen. Will Ferrell was one of my big ones too. I have to say. Will Ferrell has been one of my favorites.
I'm drawing a blank. I used to get that I look like him a lot. Not so much anymore. Breakfast Club. What's his name?
Judd Nelson.
Yes. I used to get that. Not anymore.
Yeah. No, Judd Nelson. You're right. Yeah, because it's like, again, it's something I grew up watching, Breakfast Club and all that. Now Judd Nelson's in our movie.
Yeah.
So crazy. And Will Ferrell. So there's been a lot. But just to give you an answer, a good answer, is Stan Lee to me will always be that first and one that I was like, oh my God.
Wolverine creator, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like I met
You
Stan
created
Lee.
Wolverine?
Yeah, so
I grew up
very
on that
cool.
cartoon.
Yeah.
It was not appropriate for children.
Yeah.
Why is he a drunk always trying to fuck Cyclops' wife.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The whole cartoon. The whole cartoon, Wolverine was trying to steal Cyclops' girl, bro.
Yeah. I just was watching the Spider-Man, the older Spider-Man with my kid, because he likes they have new ones.
I try to watch the older ones with my kid too. I don't want to watch the new ones. They're fucking corny, bro.
They're like the little bobble-headed ones.
But who's this boppy head?
Well, what's so funny though, I realize how much they want the kids, because I remember the older Spider-Man, like Spider-Man would chase bank robbers and things like that. Now it's like the Sandman is like, I'm gonna ruin everyone's day by breaking their sandcastles, and that's where they're like, stop causing trouble. They really,
we had hostage situations.
Yeah, not anymore. It's
Dr. Octopus is kidnapped an old lady again.
Yeah, no, Doc Ock now is taking away he's making the cat bigger.
It's Dr. Ock? What did I say? Dr. Octagon?
No, it is Dr. Octopus. You were right. But I always say short Doc Ock.
Yeah, it's better, Doc Ock.
But it is that the only thing I do think is cool is because now they've done multiple ones. They have Spider-Man and his team up, Spider-Man and the Iron. So they have Iron Man, Iron Hulk, and Iron Heart, which they're all kids. Anyway,
it's too many, bro.
Let's
go to the OG shit.
Yes,
Wolverine made men bleed.
But that's where I remember
show the goods.
Spider-Man and his amazing friends. I mean, Spider-Man was when Stan Lee would be like, "Hello, Spider friends," like his voice. And anyway, so Stan Lee's. That's the question. Answer to that question.
Stan motherfucking Lee, bro. I've had some crazy shit. Back to piggyback what you said earlier, is I've auditioned a bunch. I've gotten some stuff, mainly commercials and shit. But the one movie I got, they saw me do stand-up at the comic store, and then I was in the movie 3 days later.
Awesome.
And then it was like what you said. They're like, you just do you.
Yeah.
And then I was in it.
No, I mean, I'll do that all day, honestly. Again.
That's easy. I like that.
Yeah. For me, it's more been like, I'm really, like, I got to... Like, there's shows I've auditioned for that I'm like, I wind up watching later, and I'm like, man, it would have been really fun. For me, TV seems where it's at, because movies are fun, but it's like you get paid this much money and you work 3 months or whatever, or 2 months, and then it's out and it's gone. TV show, like, I want to be on a show that's been 10 seasons, like 10 years.
Hit TV show, Weird Neighbor. Limited lines, easy peasy.
It just seems just seems that the having that, and sometimes I'll meet people where I got to be a guest spot on The Flash and this, and you'll hear like, oh, I'll be like, hey, that person doesn't seem very happy, and they're like, yeah, he wants to leave the show. He's sick of it. It's been 3 seasons. I'm like,
what?
Yeah,
do 10.
Yeah, I'm like that. I was like, why not write it out? It's like, I would love to do a show for 8 months. I know it's a lot of work because I watched. Some
I want
of these
Billy
guys.
Gardell money. That motherfucker's on 2 hit sitcoms, baby. Come on now.
And then you get like a break. You do like 8 months. You get like 4 months break. Do the movies then, or do the podcast then. It blows me away. But ideally, for me, I would love to get on a show and know that you have that consistent
residual income.
Yes,
that's what it's called, right? I call it mailbox money.
I
gotta work hard for my money. I want the mailbox money.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I don't want to go to Poughkeepsie anymore.
No,
I don't want to go to Poughkeepsie.
I don't want to fly every weekend to, again, I love doing this.
It, but
I'm new at the stand-up thing, but again, it's nice. I mean, I would go to Eugene, Oregon, Denver. There's no direct flight, so you got to take a layover. You got to
travel a day early.
And you got to do 5 shows in a row, and I'm like, man, it's... To me personally, the 5 show again, but I ain't complaining. I love what I do.
I know what you're saying. It's a very weird thing to have something beautiful, but I don't think people understand the amount of energy and effort and work it actually is
and all that.
To leave your home and to leave the beach to go be in negative weather. And
my ideal.
You just do it, yeah.
My ideal scenario, right, honestly, would be right now. And again, I've been doing it for years, but I don't have it. I don't make enough money to pay my bills and stuff, and even less now because I have less time with the kids. But if I could sit like some of these kids now doing the video games, sit and play Fortnite. I watch some of these people that, like, they do the YouTube clips and they're doing this and they have 30,000 people watching them. If I could stream 4 hours a day, 6 days a week from my garage, which is what I do now, but not that many hours, and play Fortnite, Call of Duty, and
just
stuff,
make print
and
money.
make
Yeah.
some of these kids are making $100,000 a month or so. It's like,
Yeah, it's
I would
insane.
not. That would be my ideal job, because then my kids I'd be able to drop my kids off at school, stream, pick them up from school, and hang out with them the rest of the day. Now I like leave for like 6. I left this week, and it was fun. I got to hang out with Kevin, but Christmas, we did Christmas morning. Oh, and then that next morning we woke up and went to Eugene, Oregon for 4 days.
Yeah.
It's like, and it was fun. I had a good time, but like,
I know what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, I did that so many times. I just did it for New Year's. They're like, what are you doing New Year's? I'm like, flying.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Flying to a gig.
So so let me ask you this. If you can get this, and I don't know, I'm not sure how much, but if you can get it to where you're like, that's exactly the amount of money I want, would you still go doing all the traveling for comedy, or would you?
Yes and no. Absolutely, I always would tour. I love the road. I love performing and headlining and selling out shows to my fans. It's like the coolest feeling in the universe, but I probably would do it like maybe like half.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm burning the candle at both ends and my soul's tired.
Yes.
And if I had more stationary money, just in-town money,
Yeah.
I absolutely wouldn't fly as much.
That's a good point.
I do like 48 weekends a year. I would probably do like 30.
Okay.
I would still do a lot. I love touring.
Yeah.
But like a easier pace.
Yes.
Like I love Chris Rock and his definition of success. Success is options. What do I want to do?
Yes.
Like I want to tour, but not the whole year.
Yeah.
I want
not the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
I
yes.
don't want to fly.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah.
So I love that, and it's just everything's just a puzzle. I don't look at them as problems anymore. I work hard on my vernacular, because it's like, okay, even if you say I don't have that money, I would just add yet. That's a quick way to be like, to make it better.
Yeah.
I don't have that money yet. I don't have that income yet. It changes the place. And then the goal is, I don't know, I'm a hippie dog. I believe in all this stuff. The goal is to be like, I'm already there, even if you're not there. And that's when you catch the wave and you pop up.
All right.
And I don't know, I've lived it, so that's how I feel.
I like it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm not a loser anymore.
I
and then
like
and
it.
then all of a
I'm
sudden the
thinking-
world notices. You're like, oh shit. Oh, I'm not. Ooh-wee.
Sorry, I'm distracted. Why did we?
What do we have?
Did you make him take his shoes off?
Yeah, he stinks.
No, but did you make him? Does he ask you to take them off? Tell
Yeah,
me.
house rules. I'm from Minnesota,
Oh,
so
I would have taken my
I'm
shoes
wearing them,
off.
bro.
Oh.
yeah, no, I just
It's
We
a
take
loose,
them off my house too, but
It's loose.
the kids are playing on the ground. That's what you got.
I know.
I agree. I would have taken them off, but
I know before the show, I don't.
yeah. We
You
got all
know-
excited. I was like, "You got coffee? Let's have
Yeah,
coffee."
yeah.
We didn't get a chance to.
I didn't even know I had the wrong beans. I got to get espresso
Yeah.
beans.
I don't want to say
He's
they
a
were
coffee
wrong.
connoisseur.
Yeah, my bad. I
He
wasn't
said
like,
he's-
"Oh man,
he
you're
actually-
saying espresso. I'm leaving."
He spit on my beans, bro. He went.
And
I was
you-
like, damn, movie stars.
How
man.
weird would that be? What if I really was like, "Yo, you don't have espresso? I gotta go."
I already knew
and
you
you're
were.
like, "Oh."
You know when you just know this guy's gonna be cool. They say don't meet your heroes, and sometimes they're right, but most of the time I think everybody's pretty chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say it all the time. Like people, like another question, that I get is there been anyone that you hated working with that's an a-hole or whatever? And I really haven't. Like there's definitely been people in the I'll just use Kevin's movies actually, but out of the 9 movies or 10 that we've done now, every movie I definitely met, like some of the people I've met have not been I didn't get to really chat with them because they weren't very engaging. They'd come out, do a scene, go in their trailer,
But
hang
they
out.
weren't
But
not
they
a
weren't
dick.
not
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Yes, they weren't like it wasn't like get out of like what are you doing in my way or anything mean.
Well, it just kind of feels
So,
that a
that's
Kevin Smith project is going to be a pretty chill set.
No, they've
Right?
all been
I
great.
would
Yeah, and
imagine.
most of them are great. Chris is great. Everyone I've met that I've seen again has been super pleasant, super nice, or they just haven't chatted. Like I never really got to chat with Elizabeth Banks from Zach and Miri Make a Porno.
Yeah.
She'd come out, do her stuff, go back, and I'd be like, "Hey, good morning, good to see you," but never not nice.
Yeah.
just just not very. Where like Eliza Dushku, she would hang out and be like, "Mewes,
That's her real
what
last
are you
name?
doing?" Yeah.
That's funny.
She'd be like, "What's
Hey,
up,
Dushku?"
Yeah, Ali Larder, like all of them
Yeah.
would be very chatty and hang out and stuff, and super fun.
Who's Eliza Dushku? I know.
She was on a lot of things, but she was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh
Angel.
yeah, of course. Oh, I love her.
Bring It On, Wrong Turn, True Lies. As a kid, she was in Dollhouse, which is a really
That's
good
great,
show.
yeah.
You saw that show?
Yeah, I love it.
Isn't it so good?
So
I
good.
love it. They only did 2 seasons. I'm so bummed. Man.
Yeah, she's
At least
great.
they ended it. They
Yes.
kinda,
It is. It seems it says only a year. Was it not 2 seasons? But it was only
It
one.
might have been just one.
Let's see.
It says 2.
I thought it was 2, but it's weird that it says maybe they filmed both of them in 1 year. I don't know. I loved it, dude. I've actually watched it more than
Remember
once.
Welcome to the Dollhouse? That weird, obscure movie.
Yeah.
The last episode aired on
That was a good one to
January
watch.
2010. So
Oh, so it's like I see. So much. This was great, but she was great as a person. Again, very outgoing, very friendly. So yeah, I've never worked with somebody that wasn't. Warehouse 13 is another good show. There's a lot. I'm really in the TV shows more than movies, and there's tons.
I went from watching everything under the sun until I just got busy, and now I just watch Dune over and over, bro. I think I'm
Dune, really.
special.
But what about when you're on the plane? You don't like to download something to watch on the plane?
I watch movies.
You do watch movies, okay?
I switched from shows to movies, and I don't know when that happened, but it definitely happened. I used to keep up. I just think I got too busy. I think I was doing nothing for a long time,
Okay.
and then I just said, "Oh shit,
I gotta do it. I gotta move.
I gotta move it here."
Do you? So for me, I think part of the reason I don't like watching movies is because most movies are like an hour and 20 to hour 45, and then when it ends, I know that I've only been on the plane for an hour 45 minutes. You know what I mean? So at least this show, I'll like. Hopefully, I don't like.
I
as
have
much
my
as
own
I fly,
tactics.
You do.
I fly with music. I'll eat a little microdose of mushrooms on travel days.
Okay.
A little psilocybin mushroom, just micro. I haven't tripped in years besides ayahuasca. And then I'll listen to music for as long as possible.
Okay.
And then once that is done, I'll put a movie on. And then usually I'm there. That's
nice. I like it.
That's my
So-
survive the plane every
Yes.
weekend tactic.
Because the whole, have you ever flown JSX? It flies out of Burbank. From here, where do you fly from here?
LAX.
You do LAX.
Yeah, I do Delta most of the
All
time.
right, so if you ever get a chance, so JSX.
Is that the private one that's not private, kind of?
Yes.
In between? I
Yes.
heard about this.
They go to Vegas. They go to. You have to try it. You pull up. You either however you get there, dropped off or valet your car. You walk right through the metal detector. You're in the hangar, and then you're like they swap your bag and
Yeah.
like make sure there's no whatever.
I gotta do it, bro.
Dude. It's such there's no stress of the airport. Oh my god, I got to get there an hour early. I got to check my bags. So I have to do it for 45 minutes. Oh, look at the line. Like
Yeah.
there's none of that. But they only fly to like Seattle, Denver, and like 4-5 places that I
Yeah.
ever go. But I'm telling you, next time you
I'll
go
try
somewhere, it will keep the stress level, and you don't have to be there. If the plane leaves at 9 o'clock, you have to be there 8:30. And you could even be there up to 20 minutes to 9. You have to be there 20 minutes before the flight leaves.
Damn.
You don't have to be there 45 minutes, 2 hours.
We
And
got
it's-
work to do, Chris.
I'm telling you,
We
and
got work
it's
to
same
do.
price. It's the same price though. It's mainly the same price. I'm not even kidding you.
Yeah.
Please.
No, I'll do it. Burbank's just far, but I used to live in West Hollywood, and
I didn't think
I've done
about
Burbank
it
a couple times.
from here. So wait,
Long Beach
LAX
is
from
chill.
here. How
it's
far?
20 minutes.
Oh, LAX is only 20 minutes from here.
30 minutes, yeah.
And Burbank would be like
An hour and
see that
20.
for me it's the opposite. Burbank
yeah.
is 20 and that, but I still would drive an hour to take JSX over driving.
I
20
think I
kid you
must
not.
try this once.
Please try it, please.
Because that's
Sorry.
all I hear. It's okay. I built it, baby.
Yeah, I'm telling you that it's so stress free of all the other things that go along with flying to me, which is always like, is there going to be traffic to LAX? Is it going to take me 40 minutes or an hour? Is there going to be even though I have clear and I have TSA pre-check and I don't ever check bags unless I'm going away for like
I
a
check
month.
so many. The merch.
You do.
You ship
do.
your merch?
I ship my
Yeah.
merch.
I ship and bring.
Yeah, I don't like checking bags.
I know. It's
The one getting there, I'm always worried. Like, there's been times where they're like, oh my God, we're going to be sitting here for the next 45 minutes
Yeah.
because of this. And then they'll be like, oh wait, now it's another 45 minutes. And if you have a bag under the plane, you can't say, I'm going to get off. Do you know, well, here's a great example. One time I was going, I don't remember the name, but let's say I'm going to Minnesota, blah, blah, blah. And there's a layover. There's the city I'm going to over here, which is an hour drive. No, it was almost 2 hour drive because it was in the hills and they didn't. So they were flying me here, and then I was going to, they were picking me up to drive another hour and 15 minutes or 20 minutes, right? Maybe an hour and a half. The flight, something happened that they had to circle and they had to land in the city that I was going to, which was my hotel, and where I was going was literally a 10-minute drive from the airport. They landed there. They had to refuel and get the ice off, whatever the thing. And they wanted me to stay on the plane and go back to the place. And then I would have to wait for the plane to take off an hour later, land, and then drive all the way back to where I just was. But
You couldn't get off?
They let me off because I didn't have a bag under the thing. Like 10 people wanted to get off, and they're like, does anyone have bags under the plane? And people were like, oh, sure, I do. They're like, you can't get off. You can't leave your luggage on the plane and leave. So they had to wait. Fair enough, but there's still, then
Yeah,
you have to worry
that's
about your
fucked.
bags. You get
Yeah.
all that merch is there. So I'm just saying that's why personally I
Now, I hear what you're
never
saying.
check bags unless it's like me and the family and we're going away for like over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I shove everything in. I have a scooter bag. So I have
Yeah.
this scooter. No, I'm not kidding you. I have a luggage bag that's a scooter. It's electric.
For you or your kids?
For me. It's electric. I'm not kidding. So I get off the plane. I like shove all my clothes. If it's just enough clothes, like 4 days worth, maybe 5.
Imagine that just saying, like, it's like Jason Mewes.
No, I love it, dude. I'm telling you. Check. Look it up. Look up. You know what? Rosario Dawson bought one because she tried mine at the last comic convention we were at. Put luggage scooter electric. There it is, right there on the top bottom left. Sorry, over. Yeah, that one. That's very similar to the one I have.
Dang.
So it goes about 8. Not the one up in the corner there. Yeah, see how it popped up, and that's the one Rosario got on. Look, if you click down, see the girl sitting on it.
That's her.
Yeah, not her, but I'm
No, I
saying.
know.
But
She
do you
gotta-
see? It goes like 8 miles an hour. So I put my bags in it. When I get off the plane, I open that. You slap open the handle, and you push the button for electric, and you just sit on it, and you cruise through the airport. With my bag, I love it so much. Honestly,
I just scoot into the Delta Sky Lounge. Wow!
it's,
Out of the way.
especially when it's the like Toronto flights. You got to go into Canada, and you got to take that long walk to the passport control. That thing's amazing, bro. I'm
Doing
telling
Canada in a couple weeks.
you should see. You should look into. This is your next thing, and you have to see about
Yeah.
ads. Ads,
What?
right? See if they'll throw you a free one, bro. I'm telling you. And JSX.
I know.
Two things to try from Mewes. J Mewes.
Scooter.
I'm telling you,
luggage,
hopefully I
and-
see in like 6 months, you're going to be like, bro, you changed my life. JSX rules, and I got the scooter bag, and it's amazing, and life is good.
Chris, did I ask all the questions? I try to remember all my questions.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's fun.
We sort of.
We did. What
we
did you
sorta
think
saw
you'd
it.
be doing if you never got into acting? Roofing?
I definitely when we did Clerks, when I was that age, I was roofing for my buddy. His name was Keith. He was the foreman, right? He didn't own the company, but he was the foreman. And he was making, I don't remember, but again, this is 30 years ago. He was making about $2,000 a week cash, I think, as the foreman.
Construction,
like
baby.
18, yeah. And I just remember being like, I want that. And he wasn't even the owner. So my goal at 17 years old, 16, 17, was to become a foreman. And then it was like, then I remember we'd have to go to the boss's house who owned the company and pick up supplies sometimes.
And that house was nice.
Really nice.
Whoa.
And he had to be maybe 45 years old, 45 years old. And he had like a 20-year-old attractive wife. And I was like, I want that house and that wife.
Yeah.
And the company. So I was like, my goal is to become a foreman and then eventually own my own roofing business.
Yeah.
And it was really what I wanted.
Solid fucking plan,
Yeah,
brother.
so-
I love that shit. Like, kids, go use your mitts.
Yeah. So hopefully, I would hope that if I didn't do, even without the movies, because I don't think I know for a fact my drugs, some people, like I remember in the beginning thought like, oh, you're in the you're in the Hollywood life and you're doing movies, you probably got into drugs. I was doing drugs
Way before that.
separately than that. My mom died from AIDS. She was a heroin addict. I was born literally, came out of my mom's vagina addicted to heroin, that type of thing. So I was sort of, yeah, it had nothing to do with the drugs. Matter of fact, the more movies I did, the less I seemed to ever run into people that were like, yo, you want to do a little bump?
Yeah.
No one ever talked about opiates. Sometimes cocaine was more of a social
Popular, yeah.
and drinking and smoking. But no one ever had opiates. I'd be dope sick. I'd be like, yo, man, looking around the room, like, does anyone here? I wonder if anyone. I remember even I did this movie called RSVP. And I could say it now because it's sad. He passed away. And I can't remember his name, but he was doing the movie with me in Vegas. We were filming this movie, and I was really dope sick at one point. And I was like, how do I get back to LA? Like, I didn't really have the money to just, even though Vegas and LA was, but I was like, how do I I don't even think I lived in LA at that point, did I? Or maybe either way, the kid was like leaving, could go to LA and back. And I'm like, you're going all the way back to Los Angeles just for the night? And he's like, yeah, I got to do some things. I didn't realize he was going to pick up more painkillers.
Yeah.
And later I found that out. But the whole time we were filming the movie, I didn't know he was using and doing painkillers, and he didn't know I was doing painkillers. And I would have, like, afterwards, I'm like, oh my God, I wish
We would have partied together.
And the bummer is years later, he like passed away, I think, from drugs.
Yeah.
So. Anyway.
Glad you got out, brother.
Yes, sir.
That's what's it like being sober and a stoner icon?
I just feel like we sort of answered. I
Yeah,
feel
we
like,
did this
Yeah,
shit.
I feel, that one I feel like, again, like I said, it's like the stoner to me isn't the same as being like sober. Like I don't put them together. The origin Snoochie Boochies came from when I was 15, 14, like I said, when I met Kevin and we talked about comics and he was older. But at that age, I was way more obnoxious. I was like Jay in Clerks.
Yeah.
Like, hey, baby, what's up? And like, that's exactly how I acted as a kid. Like Kevin wrote Clerks. He wrote me the things I had said and did and was like. But because I had no filter, I would come up and be like, bro, your feet stink. And instead of being like, I'm just kidding, I'd be like, nah. I'd be like, yo, look at those corny socks. Nah. And I would just say stuff nonstop. And instead of saying just kidding, I'm only kidding, I would say nah. That meant just kidding.
Yeah.
And then it became nooch, which meant just kidding.
Yeah.
So, and then it became, as years went on, it went snooch to the nooch, snooch to the nooch. So it really started, it means just kidding. Of course,
I don't
many
think
years
people
in.
understand how wild young men are. Because like when I watched you, something is just in us to where we're just like, you know? And I don't think people get it.
Yeah, like pulling your balls out of your zipper and like being like, oh, sorry, I guess not everyone likes that. I remember like I said with the farting earlier, I remember my buddy one time, him and I were like joking and I was like, oh gosh, there's gum on my pants, right? And he'd be like, ew. And then like someone came in the room, this dude from town came in the room because he had an older sister. He's like, what are you guys up to? And he thought it was funny because I had just pulled his balls out and he's like, dude, look at, I dropped something. And the dude was like, bro, don't ever do that in front of me, and slapped him in the face. He was so mad, bro. He's like, don't you ever do that to me. The guy did not find it funny at all, bro.
I've had friends on both sides of those stories.
Yeah.
The ball and the slapper.
100%. Yeah, there's
the ball
like,
whipper outer and the slapper.
yeah, some people just don't find it funny, so. And the father, as I said, you can see I show pictures.
Yeah.
I would say that shaped my career. I think it's been great for me with doing. It's still weird for me. It's hard for me to say I'm a stand-up
I
comedian
forgot.
because
I'm so,
okay.
No, I never read off the question. The question is, how has becoming a father shaped your career?
Yes.
No, I know because you just started spitting it.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I'm starting to spit out all the things.
No,
but
I
I guess
love
I
it.
should let you read them to me, right? I don't know.
No, I realized only after it. I was like, oh, I know what you're talking about, but a listener might not. Yeah,
yes.
because becoming a father changes you on your innards. You're just like your hearts.
Yes.
Your hearts and your farts.
I definitely think so. And the fun stories. I definitely am able to tell some fun stories about, like, we're potty training my boy now. And it's just been funny because, like, when I'm on the road, he'll, like, my wife will, like, call me and then he'll hear and go, I want to see Poppy. I want to see Poppy. So then she'll hit FaceTime and we'll be FaceTime and she'll go, you want to see Poppy? Come here. And she'll go like this. And right away he started doing this thing where he grabs the phone and he'll start running through the house. She'll be like, give me the phone back. Give me the phone. He'll be like, Poppy.
Yeah.
And it's like an action movie. All of a sudden he'll be running and shit. And then the phone will drop down and I'll notice his wiener swinging around and shit because he has no underwear on because we're trying to get him to potty train. And I swear not too long ago, he was like running, Poppy, Poppy. And all of a sudden I hear my wife, no. He started shitting while he was running and stuff, right? And she was like, stop, Lucian. So again, I was able to tell that story last show I just did in Oxnard in Ontario because so it really has, like you said, it makes your heart more warm. It makes it harder too, though, for me. It's like, I remember the wife, I'd leave her like, for 10 days, either whether it's, shooting a movie or this or that. And I'd start to miss her, definitely. But with the kids, it's like 2 days and I'm like, I want to come home.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, I still have to do this, and this. I won't be home for another 5 days. And it's tougher. It's tougher to be gone longer. It's nice because I guess
you get a little break.
Yeah, you get a little break, sleep in the 10, not
you miss
6 in the morning.
You miss them. You provide, you make the bread, and you got to do it. But I've missed a few things where you're like, oh, fuck. You're like, that hurts.
Yeah.
When my son was the Costco costume, he was like 5 different costumes, so I experienced several others, but I was like, I missed the Costco one. He was handing out samples. He was in a wagon, bro. He was the hit of the little Halloween parade.
Love that.
Handing out samples of Costco, bro.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get to the final couple questions. I think you answered this too, but I do community service because I've been court ordered to community service. That's henceforth the name.
Okay.
I've been in trouble with the law, arrested a few times, 3 times raided and stuff because of drugs and alcohol. But I bring all that up because you have any life event that changed you for the better, that woke your ass up and said, oh, shit, I'm not going to do this anymore this way. I'm not going to hang outside a liquor store and say,
yeah,
hey, look at my nuts.
No, yeah. Well, I definitely think similar to the community service. 99, I got arrested for heroin and got probation and stuff. And because of that, I sort of left. I had probation, things were okay, but that sort of changed it. And that's the first time I got sort of sober. But then I came out to LA and I'm like, I'm going to change my life. And then I relapsed, of course. And then I was out here. And what really did it, I was actually in Huntington Beach with this girl I was met and was living with. And it was Christmas. I remember it was Christmas time. And we would just drive to LA, downtown LA, every day, trying to scrape money together, selling everything. And we were living in her apartment, and it got to the point where the lights got shut off, the heat got shut off, and we had like this sad ass Christmas tree. And we'd sit in her living room and shoot dope with candles on the thing to see at night. And the bathroom was upstairs, but it was too dark, so I'd piss in buckets in the living room. And one night we had the candles. We went to see our drug dealer. We had just enough to each get well, not even high, just well. But luckily, we went to the same dealer all the time, and he was like, "Merry Christmas!" And he gave, I swear to God,
that's a good dealer.
It's so sad. Hey. It's so sad, but it was the best Christmas gift I ever gotten, dude. Because I was like, holy shit. He gave us like 3 pieces of crack each, and he gave us like triple the amount of heroin we needed to like get well. Like we'd actually get high.
Yeah.
And it's so sad, but I just remember being like, this is the best Christmas ever.
Yeah.
Sad. But anyway, we get back to her house, and because we had extra, we were smoking, we were shooting crack and then shooting this, and we both nodded out on the couch. The candle burnt down, set the couch on fire. And we woke up and the couch is on fire and I could feel the heat on my face. And I grabbed the piss bucket and I like took out the fire.
Thank God for those piss buckets.
Yeah, I like took out the
Normal
fire.
people would judge, but who saved the day? The piss bucket.
But overall, at that moment, I really looked at like I just threw piss all over the house. Then like sunlight was coming up. There's like syringes all over, and that's when I was like, I really got to do something. And I literally I had a warrant out in New Jersey, and I was afraid as hell to go to jail. But I'm like, I'm gonna go turn myself in so I don't have that hanging over my head. And the good thing is they're gonna force me either to go to rehab or jail, and I'll get sober.
Yeah.
And that was what I did. I went and I forced myself. Luckily, I got 6 months in rehab. It was mandated, like sentence though. I couldn't leave. I had to stay, which really helped me. It was 6 months.
Yeah,
it was worth
better.
it.
It was
And
a
that's
better
where
way.
that 5 years started. And I had 5 years,
That's
almost
your
5 years.
foundation.
But
Yeah.
it really was, because even when I relapsed that year and a half that I relapsed, it was. I wasn't like I was.
You were
ready to
holding
stop.
on to the rope, going, I got to get back.
Yeah, because I had
imagine.
kidney stones,
Yeah.
and they gave me painkillers, and I was like, I don't want painkillers. I'm
Yeah.
sober 4 years, and they were like, if you want to pass the kidney stone, you have to take this medicine. So I was like, all right, fine, and they gave me Demerol, bro, and I was like, oh
no.
I forgot about this.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but I'm good. But then the next day, they gave me painkillers to go home, and I took them, and I was like, oh. And then it just like I wasn't going to meetings. I like after 3 years of going to meetings, I was like, I'm good. I'll
Yeah.
just. So I wasn't accountable to anybody.
You still
at
go
that
to the
point.
program?
I do on Zoom, and I don't do it every morning. Don't get me wrong. But now again for me.
Yeah,
I'm not
the
saying I don't
12-step
ever need
program
it.
will save your life, kids. Go
It
do
really will. It really
Saved
will,
my
especially in the
ass.
beginning. Especially the
I
first.
was just about to say, especially in the beginning.
You need to be
I went a lot in the
accountable.
beginning, and then I petered out.
It's true, but I feel like the good thing is for me, I feel like between my family and then I still hang out with like 3 of my friends that have been sober for 15 years, 10 years, 20 years.
Yeah.
And we talk and stuff. So, and I do Zoom meetings still sometimes. It's just not every day like I used to.
Yeah.
But back then I hadn't done any for like a year and a half. I didn't have anyone sober
No, if it's
in my
working,
life.
it's working. Someone in the program say, make it work for you. Don't stress yourself out.
Yeah.
By, like, I have to go every day. Like, well, you
Yeah.
have to also raise your kids and shit.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah.
feasible for everybody.
But that was definitely
Yeah.
my moment. That was a big moment over the years, all the years of relapsing and getting. Kevin would ask me, if we're gonna shoot Dogma, you got to get sober. We're gonna shoot Jay and Bob, you got to get sober. And a lot of times I'd go into detox or rehab because I'm like, I can't pass up doing this movie.
Yeah.
So it was sort of like I wasn't ready, but I would get sober, do the movie, and when the movie was over, I was like, it's party on the time,
Yeah.
And I'd always start as, I'm sober off opiates and coke, but I can drink and smoke a little weed, or I could just drink.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I was like, I can't do any of that because I drink, my will gets a little less. And then someone's like, you want one bump? I'm like, I could do one bump.
Yeah.
I'm not shooting it. I'm
And then
good.
that snowball.
Yeah. So
fast.
yeah. So it really does.
Don't
It's
do
so
drugs,
quick.
kids.
Don't do drugs.
Just ayahuasca. Okay, well, I'm excited. My son just walked in, and we get to meet him. Or you
Yeah.
do.
I heard him,
We
yeah.
get to. I
thought
know
I
him.
was hearing a kid.
No, I told
through
my
the
sister
mic.
to bring him over. I just wanted you to get a look at him.
No, I love it.
But we'll get to the final question. You got
Yes.
I know you got one. You got a good shitting in the pants story.
Oh, good shitting in the pants story. Yeah, I have a great one. I feel like it's a great one, but it was. I remember. So one of my best friends growing up, his name was also Kevin. Another Kevin, not Kevin Smith, but him and I remember would always go to walk around. And we'd go to the woods and we'd build forts and all that stuff. And one day we were playing all day in the woods. And on the way home, I used to stop and get these. They were firecrackers at Cumberland Farms. They were like beef jerky, but in the hot, spicy sausage. That really isn't the important part. But I remember, again, a
Firecrackers?
friend. Yeah, the firecrackers. But I remember eating
Wait,
one.
A firecracker beef stick or a firecracker
the
you
beef
blow?
stick,
Okay,
the beef
okay.
stick. Sorry, beef stick.
These are two
and I
different
realize
firecrackers. I was like,
it's not really the same. I don't even know why I mentioned that. It's just because that was my routine. We'd go to the Cumberland Farms. So we go to Cumberland Farms. I get one. I'm eating it, and we're chatting. And he was someone who hated the farting, but not so much that he's like, "Don't you dare!"
Yeah.
Like he just was like, "Come on, bro," and he would sort of laugh about it, but not really find it funny.
Yeah.
And so I remember we came out and we were walking towards his house, and he's like, "You know what, bro? I'm gonna go home and I'll maybe call you later. We'll figure out. We're gonna race cars, do something." I was like, "All right," and I was like, "You know what? Eat this, bro." And I like bent down and was like. And he's like, "Ew, dude, you're such a pig." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." And then all of a sudden I realized I pushed too hard. And his house was right there, bro. And I was like, "Dude, please let me use your house." And he's like, "No, that's what you get for freaking trying to, like," he's always telling me, like, "Don't do that, stop." Because again, he wasn't someone who would slap you mad, which I've had those. But he was one of the ones who was like, "Well, that's disgusting. Don't do that." And he's like, "See, you shouldn't do that." But his house was like, we were like a block from his house, and I was like 8 blocks. I had to walk.
Oh.
I'm like, "Bro, please." He's like, "No, dude, I don't want you to go into my house and me."
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I had to walk home with my legs like this and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really gross.
The penguin waddle, bro. That's the
It really was.
man.
And we lived in a town where the main strip, you like sort of knew everybody in town. Like,
So
it
you
was
got
a mile
14
long.
hellos. With
Oh
shit
yeah,
in your
and I'm just
pants.
like, "Have a great day." You know, I don't want
Hey,
anyone
why
to
you
stop.
walking that way?
Normally, I want people to stop because it was
Yeah.
cool. We had this church wall in our town that was like dead center of town, and people would hang there. And even if you were like, "Man, what are we gonna do today?" It'd be like, "Let's just go chill on the church wall," because eventually someone would come up, either drive
Yeah.
up, some older kid would drive
We
up.
had Church Park over here
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Torrance. I shit on the church wall in Huntington. I was on cocaine with baby laxative at
Yeah.
a party. I did it, and you know when you go like that.
Yeah.
And there was a line to the bathroom, so I ran down the street to shit.
Right on the church wall, like out.
No, I started off in front of somebody's house where they pulled in the driveway.
Oh no!
And so I was like, "I'm sorry," and I ran down, and then there was the church steps, the back of it, and I shit everywhere, bro.
I almost
pissed on myself.
Yeah. It's almost worse. I almost feel like it's worse to like shit outside and like, because it's good you didn't shit your pants, but I realized when you don't get to actually wipe your ass, it's almost worse to walk around with like that shit in your crack.
I was just dragging my ass on the grass like a
It's
dog,
like itchy.
dude.
Yeah. No, yeah. Hell yeah. No, it's
I
tough.
got weeds in my ass. Well, thank you so much for doing the show. I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
you're sober. I love
You
you
too.
and your work, your movies,
Thank
your
you.
films. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it. brother.
Congrats on your family. That's what's up. Sobriety.
Yeah.
Good, clean life. Look at that, kids. You could do it. That's my whole shit.
Yeah,
is
no,
showing
for sure.
the young bucks like you could get out of the drug world and
Yeah.
go get some dreams.
Yeah, you got to.
You got it,
It's-
baby.
There's there was never anything positive like
No.
that came out. And I
No.
realize if I could give anyone advice ever about that, for me, it's like it's a bummer because in the beginning you're like, people are like, you can't hang with your friends. You got to get new friends if they're using. It's like you have to get new. You definitely can't hang out with people you're using them with. But if someone's drinking and they can handle it, you can hang out with normies. But make sure those normies know, like, it's not
Yeah.
okay for you to have one. That was the great thing with my friends who drank. And I even had a couple friends who would go party once a year, New Year's, and do bumps. But they knew if they were with me that
You can't do that.
Yeah, they couldn't do it around me.
I was shocked that all my party friends that I partied with my whole life were actually quite supportive.
Yeah,
and none
yeah.
of them tried to bring me back.
That's great.
And most of them was like, "Hey, how are you doing that?" Because they don't even understand.
Yeah, no, it's
that
great.
sobriety is an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, much love. Thank you so much. Community
Thank
service.
you.
Jason Mewes, everybody, check out his work.
So if check me out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff is JAYMEWES.com, jmuse.com. That's also my website where it shows my live shows where I'm performing. I usually post. Kevin and I are going on doing a cruise in a couple.
Nice.
In a month. We're going from Tampa to Costa Mesa.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. We did it 2 years ago. It's called Jay and Silent Bob's Cruise Eskew.
Yeah.
Anyway, but check me out.
We'll provide all links in bio. Check out all his work. Much love.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Namaste.